Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Sacred Momentum podcast. If you are listening to this episode, I already know something about you. You've peeked at your human design chart before. You know your type, maybe your authority, and yet when it comes to make a decision, you still ask 5 people, you Google, you journal, and then you second guess yourself anyway. Today is not about learning more human design. It's about using what you already know to reconnect to your intuition, the part of you that doesn't need permission. So I want you to pause this episode for a moment, pull up your human design chart, and then come back. This episode works best when your chart is open in front of you. While you're grabbing that, I'm going to welcome you to the Sacred Momentum podcast. My name is Aubrey. I am a manifesting generator. You will find through all my many passions that I love to be able to connect with you guys on so many levels. I love my creative entrepreneurs. Whether you're a coach as well, a photographer, an energy healer, all of those are welcome here. This is the perfect place to get to the nitty-gritty on how you can expand yourself spiritually and live your life grounded, aligned, and ready to impact and inspire those around you. All right, are you ready? Let's talk about how your intuition actually speaks to you and why you've been trained not to listen. So human design is not here to box you in. It's not here to tell you who you should be. It's here to show you how your nervous system is designed to receive truth. Your authority is not a mental decision-making tool. It's a somatic, energetic, intuitive language. And most women struggle with human design, not because it's complicated, but because we were taught to override our bodies very early on. So let's fix that. Look at your chart and find your authority. This is the primary way your intuition communicates with you. Now, if you have an emotional authority like I do, your intuition speaks in waves, not answers. If you're emotionally defined, clarity comes with time, not urgency. Intuition feels like, I'm not there yet. Oh, wait, now I am. Nope, here it is. So if you were punished for being too emotional, you may rush decisions to escape the wave. Your work is to stay present long enough to hear the truth underneath the emotion. And oftentimes, this will feel like a roller coaster. In fact, that is what I usually describe my own emotional authority as, a roller coaster, because I can see and feel all the different ways things go right or wrong before I make the decision. If you are a sacral authority, your intuition speaks in gut sounds and energy responses. A lot of times these authorities will say things out loud. They'll say, uh-huh, or no. Like even when they eat something or when they hear something like music for the first time or something like that, they will either move towards it or push away. Now, if you're burned out, your sacral will go quiet. Not broken, but quiet. So rest restores the intuition here. If you have a splenic authority, your intuition whispers once in the moment, and then it's gone. Okay, so if you say, I knew it, but I didn't listen, this is for you. Splenic intuition is instant and bodily. Chills, tightness, subtle knowing. So you have to act on it pretty quickly. And you could see the difference between all of these. Your reaction and your response, it depends on what authority you have. And so for me, being an emotional, when I act on something too quickly, it's often a bad idea. I know from experience. For an ego or heart authority, your intuition speaks through desire and will. I want this. That's not selfish. That's guidance. And you have to learn to play with that and learn to accept that as your truth. For a self-projected authority, your intuition comes through your own voice. When you hear yourself speak and truth reveals itself. So talking it out is way better than just trying to figure it out internally for you. For a mental or environmental authority, your intuition comes through the right environment and sounding boards. So it's not advice really, but it's more like reflection. So now that we've covered all of the different authorities, I want to talk about some gates. Now, when you look at your chart, you will see little numbers. Those are the gates, okay? That we will go over some channels, which is where you have both of those lit up, so to speak. We'll go through that in the next section. Real quick, if you guys want to pull up your human design chart and you don't have it in front of you, you can go to Genetic Matrix. I will put a link in the show notes because that's actually where I have a paid subscription, because I love to look at my clients, even though I'm not working with them specifically on their human design. It gives us both an understanding of what's going on and how we can help them to connect more with their intuition. Okay, so let's look at these defined gates, especially in the ajna, the G center, spleen, sacral, and solar plexus. Okay, these are like key intuitive gates that we're going to call out, and you do not need all of these. Okay, one is enough to give you some kind of clarity around how you react or how you get insights or intuitive hits. Okay, so first off, we will go over gate 57. This is in the spleen. And this one is all about intuitive clarity, survival instinct. It's the I just know feeling. Gate 61 is in the head, and this is like the inner truth, the divine downloads, and a little bit of mystery here as well. The next one is gate 43 in the ajna. So this is right below the head one, and it's breakthrough and insights, sudden knowing. Gate 20 is in the throat, and it's truth in the now. So this is like intuitive expression and being able to react that way. Now, just a quick pause. I've gone through 4 of 7 here, and I do not have any of these, just so you guys know, because I am an intuitive coach and I have learned how to use my intuition. So don't freak out if you don't have any of these or if you only have one or something. Now, I do have the next one, which is gate 10. This is in the G center. It's intuition through self-love and authenticity. And I have to tell you, in periods of my life where I did not have much self-love or appreciation for me or even compassion for myself, I definitely was not connected to my intuition. So the more I grow in that direction, the more my intuition shows up for me. Just to give you guys an example of how you may see this in your own life. Okay, the next one I do have as well. It's gate 34 in the sacral, and this is embodied power. This is instinctual action. So taking action when you feel that nudge. And then the last gate is gate 55 in the solar plexus. This is emotional intuition, divine timing. Okay, so if you have one of these gates defined, intuition isn't something you learn, it's something you remember. And if it's undefined, you still access intuition. You just amplify it through others and environments, which is totally fine, okay? I don't want you guys to think you're not intuitive if you don't have those. Okay, that is not the purpose of this. So look for defined channels as well. And that's how we're going to look at the next section, which is connected to intuition. So if you have the 5720 channel, intuition does not arrive politely. It doesn't schedule a meeting. It speaks now or not at all. This is the channel of I don't know how I know, but I know. Truth moves straight from the body to the voice. You may blurt things out. You may interrupt yourself. You may say something and only understand it after it leaves your mouth. Like you might have your own epiphanies. And somewhere along the line, someone told you to slow down, to think before you speak, to be more careful. But this channel isn't meant to be careful. It's meant to be accurate in the moment. So your intuition isn't broken. It's fast, and if you hesitate, you miss it. Your practice is presence. The more embodied you are, the clearer this channel becomes. For the channel 6124, this is inner truth processing. Okay, this channel is pressure to know what can't always be explained. It's the voice inside you asking, what is true? Like, really? If you have 6124, your intuition comes in downloads, flashes of insight, questions that won't leave you alone. And then the loop, thinking it through, turning it over, letting the truth kind of resonate or mature. This channel needs time and solitude, not urgency, not answers on demand. Okay, so you're not obsessive, you're incubating truth. But if you're pressured to figure it out too fast, this channel turns into anxiety instead of wisdom. Your intuition clarifies when you stop forcing certainty. Let the mystery breathe. Okay. For channel 4323, this is insight to expression. It's the breakthrough channel. Okay. It's from the ajna to the throat. This is the channel of sudden clarity, the kind that drops in fully formed. If you have 4323, you see things differently, and not everyone is ready for that. Your intuition arrives as insight, but timing does matter. So you speak too soon and you're misunderstood. Wait too long and you mute yourself. You're not too much. You're just early. This channel needs the right invitation, the right moment, the right audience. Your intuition sharpens when you trust that not everyone needs access to your truth. So those were channels that basically both gates are open and it flows together. And it's like this beautiful gift that you have. But there are some gates that are not connected to each other that actually love to work together. And I want to kind of talk about those for a minute as well. So some of the most intuitive people I know don't actually have an intuitive channel. What they have is something just as powerful, instinct and intuition working together. Okay. So if you have gate 34 and gate 57 defined, even though they're not directly connected, this is how your intuition shows up. Gate 34 lives in the sacral. It's raw life force, momentum. It's the engine, okay? And gate 57 lives in the spleen. It's intuition for survival, safety, and timing. When these two are both defined, intuition isn't quiet or philosophical. It's like physical. You move, you act, you respond, and then your mind shows up late to the meeting. So the truth here is that this is the kind of intuition that doesn't ask permission. You don't sense danger. You're already gone. Like you took off. You don't contemplate alignment. You're already moving toward it. The challenge, you've probably been told you're impulsive, too much or too fast, but your body isn't reckless. It's informed. So if this is you, your intuition sharpens when you stop slowing yourself down to make others comfortable. Your body knows before your mind ever could. This is a really fun 2 gates to have. So now let's look at gate 10 and gate 20, because this is another one that I want to talk a little bit about. So gate 10, first, because you don't need the whole channel for this to matter, gate 10 lives in the G center. It's about love of self. Authenticity, being who you actually are. If you have gate 10 defined, intuition doesn't show up as a voice in your head. It shows up as a felt sense. It's when something is right for you, your body relaxes. When something is off, your system tightens, and it will tighten, believe me. This is intuition through integrity, through authenticity. You don't lose intuition here because you're disconnected, but you lose it when you abandon yourself to keep the peace. Now, gate 20 lives in the throat. It's about presence, awareness in the moment, being here, not rehearsing, not predicting. Gate 20 doesn't plan intuition. It expresses what's true now. So when gate 10 and gate 20 are both defined, even without a channel, something powerful happens. Integrity meets presence. You don't need to think about what's right. You feel it and you express it naturally. Your intuition shows up as saying the honest thing without rehearsing, moving away from what's misaligned, or showing up fully as yourself without explanation. This isn't intuition that asks permission. It's intuition that emerges when you stop editing yourself. So do you notice a pattern here? Do you notice how instinct lives in the body? Intuition lives in the now. Authenticity keeps the signal clear. Human design isn't asking you to memorize channels. It's asking you to stop overriding your lived intelligence. If this episode did anything, I hope it reminded you of one thing. You were never meant to figure life out from your head alone. Your chart isn't asking you to become intuitive, it's showing you where you already are. Instinct, presence, integrity, and timing. These aren't concepts, they're lived experiences in your body. And if you felt yourself questioning something today, pausing, sensing, checking, that wasn't confusion, that was discernment. You don't need more systems. You don't need more opinions. You don't need permission to trust what you feel. I'm not here to teach you human design. I hope I brought some insight into your life today, but I love to use this to just help people understand where they've been quieting themselves, where they've been living in misalignment, or where they've been abandoning their own authenticity for others. And this is a great way for you guys to look at that and connect that and see where you can change that in your own life. So let this be the week that you just listen. You make one decision, one moment, one honest response. That's intuition. It's already working for you. So I hope this brought you some insight today and some clarity, and maybe just helped you to better connect with who you truly are inside. All right, my friends, have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon.